Hey everybody, welcome back to The Stuff of Legend. My name is D'Lo and I have another video for you today. We are going to be talking about Aaron Taylor Johnson getting the role of Kraven the Hunter. And yes, this is going to be the inside the Sonyverse, which is crossing the MCU. So it's also in the MCU, which is this is the big confusion a lot of people have right now, because Aaron Taylor Johnson has a role in the MCU as Quicksilver, or rather did, before the character was killed off. Let's go ahead and cut over to our other screen so that we can talk about this. What's up, guys? D'Lo here. It's been a couple of weeks since I got to make a video. Things have been getting a little bit hectic in the schedule, but I appreciate you guys' patience. We have some interesting news here that I wanted to cover, and I just wanted to remind you guys before we get into it, please subscribe to the channel. It costs you guys absolutely nothing, but I do appreciate it very much. Like this video or dislike it if you don't like it, because either thing is better than nothing at this point, honestly. That's how the algorithm works. It's how it's going to get me seen, is just leave a comment, like, and that's called engagement. So the more engagement I have with you guys, the better off this video is going to be. So I appreciate it. Thank you guys. And now, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the topic. So, Kraven the Hunter, the film about Kraven, the anti-hero slash villain character from the Spider-Man universe. He's also gone up against the likes of Black Panther. He's gone up against a great many heroes in the Marvel universe. Even Venom, who is also another villain slash anti-hero, who is played by Tom Hardy in the Sonyverse. I know it's called the SPUMC. I'm not going to say that. That sounds really, really dumb to me. It's like the Sony Pictures universe of Marvel characters. That's too much of a mouthful. I don't like it. I reject it. I'm calling it either the SU or just the Sonyverse. So Sony, I'm going to call it the Sonyverse. It's inside the Marvel, well, not inside the Marvel universe, but it's in tandem with the Marvel universe in a multiverse of films that do and will cross over from Spider-Man Homecoming, Far From Home, and then now with the upcoming No Way Home. That is going to be a multiversal film, we already know. A sequel directly to Doctor Strange 2 and WandaVision. And it's going to also be the sequel to Far From Home, picking up there, and somehow is going to tie us into the Sonyverse as well. So, at least from what we've gathered, from what we've heard on the interwebs. So, Kraven the Hunter, let's go ahead and read this one. Kraven the Hunter, Aaron Taylor Johnson to play Spider-Man villain in standalone pick. So, I believe this standalone pick is supposed to be a Sonyverse film, just like Venom 2, just like Morbius. Now they say standalone, but they're all technically connected. It just means he's going to be the protagonist for his own feature film, as opposed to the villain of a Spider-Man film. So then Aaron Taylor Johnson has been cast as a lead role in Sony's Marvel film Kraven the Hunter. Deadline has reported last summer that J.C. Chandor would direct the film, which is a new entry in Sony Pictures universe of Marvel characters. They call that the Spunk, which is the worst name for any film universe ever. So I'm just going to call it the SU or the Sonyverse. That's what I'm going to call it. Or you can call it the Venomverse. I'm okay with that too, because it kicked it off. One of Sony Pictures universe Marvel characters, Kraven is one of the most iconic and notorious anti-heroes. He has had encounters with Venom and Black Panther, among many others. Yeah, that's what I mentioned earlier. And is one of Spider-Man's best known and most formidable enemies. The film is now set to bow on January 13, 2023. And then it doesn't go into talking a whole lot more about that, but just keep that in mind. 2023, January 13. That's the date we're looking at here. For the film. And again, of course, a lot of films nowadays, especially the superhero genre, have been getting bumped and bumped and bumped and bumped. I'm hoping that the Sonyverse from this point forward keeps their word. Honestly, guys, one of the reasons why I haven't been making that many videos recently is because every single piece of news that has been coming out has been pretty much negative. I mean, for the vast majority of it, like there's trailers that drop and stuff, but for the most part, like with the Eternals, it's not that exciting. For instance, if you have like the Black Widow movie, I want to see the Black Widow movie. I'm excited for that. I want to see it. It's hard to be excited though when every time they talk about it, it's like, oh, it might come out this year. It might be this year, and then it gets delayed and it gets delayed. you just can't trust anymore, right? That's the part. So like, forgive me for not having the enthusiasm that I usually do, because usually my enthusiasm is derived from the excitement of what is coming, but it's really hard to trust the news about what's coming. This, though, is exciting. This is official casting. This is not only official casting, but it's also confirmation that the film that was discussed earlier last summer, Kraven getting a movie, wasn't just rumor. It wasn't just wishful thinking. It's actually happening. They've cast a lead for the role, and that's very encouraging. That's very good news. So I'm excited about that. That's why I had to hop on here. So Avi Arad and Matt Tolmach are producing, which again is good. I'm really happy that Avi Arad is on this project. I've liked a lot of the projects that he's been on. I love the Tobey Maguire series. I think he was involved in Venom as well. I'm really excited. I want to see him involved more. He loves the Spider-Man characters, so for me that's a big one. I think he might have been the person though that was not in huge favor for Venom, or maybe he was forcing. I can't remember if it was Sam Raimi was not a huge Venom fan, or if it was Avi Arad, but one of them was like pushing, you got to have it, and the other one was like, I don't really want to have it. I think it was probably Avi loved it and Sam Raimi didn't. But nevertheless, you guys can fact check me on that and get back to me about the details, or I can check it later. So it says, with the screenplay written by Art Markham and Matt Holloway and Richard Wenk, insiders say that Taylor Johnson came on studio execs' radar for the part after dailies for his upcoming action pick Bullet Train started coming in, where his scenes would blow away top brass. So like all the executives would see him on Bullet Train and his role there, and they were just super stoked. They were like, oh my gosh, this guy's freaking amazing. And then it says here, Taylor Johnson plays one of the main assassins in the picture. And according to one source, his scenes with Brad Pitt were so impressive that the studio acted fast to get him on the phone with Chandor. That again is the director, J.C. Chandor, who is directing Kraven the Hunter. So Sony was like, dude, this guy's amazing. He's killing it over here with Brad Pitt. Look at him. He's tearing it up in his scenes with Brad Pitt. We got to get this guy on a bigger project. So they called Chandor and they're like, what about him for Kraven? And which again, I'll be honest, I do fan casting. I've even fan cast Kraven the Hunter. To me, he wasn't even on my radar. But I am excited though. I've liked Aaron Taylor Johnson and everything that I've seen him in. I'm skeptical though about this particular role. I want to see how they're going to go about Kraven. I think this one's going to probably feel a lot more grounded than maybe the comic book version. I do hope that they do a lot of the wearing the animal skins, fur, that stuff, because in a way, like nowadays, the way that they paint animal fur, like you get all the hardcore Twitter folks, they freak out if they see even like a rug with faux fur or whatever. They're like, oh my gosh, who had to die to make that? And so to see someone like Kraven the Hunter, that would be like, if you wanted to paint someone quickly and cheaply as being like, oh, that guy's probably a bad dude, the vast majority of people who don't know anything about hunting would be like, oh, he killed animals and he's wearing them like trophies. It's like that immediately gives you like that vibe. If you do hunt, or if you do appreciate hunting or that sort of thing, it obviously won't be bothersome to you off the bat, but I think a lot of people will be able to, you'll be able to use that as a tool to put him in a frame of mind to the vast majority of people probably. So I think that'll, if they do go a little bit closer to comic book accurate, wearing like animal skin patterns and stuff like that, I think it'd actually pay off and work out pretty well. So I'm actually excited. I want to see how they do this. And you know me, I love comic book accuracy. So if the closer they can get to target accuracy, or at least paying honor to the source material, in my opinion, that is a win if you can pull it off. Not everything does work though. Look at what they had to do to Vulture. I appreciate what they did to Vulture with Spider-Man Homecoming, and then of course they have Michael Keaton in the trailer for Morbius, because they're tying that in with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Of course, I mean, it already was. They're tying it in with the Venomverse, so that's kind of what they're doing with the Sonyverse. So now here we go. With the roles carrying a ton of heft, insiders say that some of the actors like Tom Hardy, who are now playing comic book characters, helped ease the pressure of taking on the role, And after that one phone call, Chandor and Taylor Johnson hit off that a deal was sealed fairly quickly. He is repped by WME and Brillstein Entertainment Partners. So not a lot is detailed here, but I do think that there's plenty enough here to get us excited. Getting someone like Tom Hardy to play Venom, again, this is a high caliber actor playing what most people would not assume to be the perfect role for him, but almost everybody who saw the film was like, yep, he pulled it off. That's exactly right. Everyone was thinking, let's get him into the role of Wolverine, or they had like their own picks for who they thought Tom Hardy should play. Coming off of Bane, a certain kind of character. Most people like familiar castings. Now, in this case, I will say I haven't seen a lot that would make me think Aaron Taylor Johnson should be Kraven the Hunter. I have seen him in some action stuff. He was, I think, I didn't see Tenet, but he was in Tenet as a supporting role. And a lot of people who I've talked to in the fan casting community recommend him for action roles all the time, Aaron Taylor Johnson. I thought he would be a great Nightwing. And I guess in the athletic combat oriented role type, obviously the personalities being drastically different between Nightwing and Kraven, it still to me is comparable enough that hopefully he's able to pull this off. I've never seen him play Russian though, so we'll see if they want to go that direction and actually make him Russian, or if they're going to try to do something else with that. I'm excited. I think this is great, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with Kraven's standalone film. And eventually, when he does get to go up against Tom Holland or whoever's Spider-Man, probably Tom Holland. It would be really cool if by that point he was actually hunting Black Cat. This is kind of like my pitch for what I think should happen after he's here, because then Black Cat is an actual criminal, right? And so if he was hunting her, it would almost be like he's playing the assassin. She's a cat. He's still the hunter. Like he might be going after bigger game, right? In this situation, obviously Spider-Man is like the top dog. If he were to go for him, but it would make sense for him to either, if he's going to play anti-hero and not just villain, it would make sense that he was going after Black Cat, then Spider-Man defends, and then he's like, if you're with this criminal, you must also be shady. So then, it ends up getting complex and convoluted, and he starts taking aim at the web slinger. To me, that would be really cool. So let me know what you guys think about all this down in the comments below. I'm going to go ahead and cut this one off where we are right now because it's getting late for me. So you guys, let me know if there's anything you want to see me make a video about. If you guys want me to get back into fan casting or talk more about some of the castings I think could happen, maybe even for Black Cat, let me know what you guys think, and I might just make that video for you. So I might pull back a little bit from news. I'll try to, like, if it's interesting like this, I'm going to do that. But I want to try to make videos that are fun and interesting and I can enjoy, because to me that's the best way to do it in my opinion. So I think I forgot to change the title of this video. I'll go back and fix that afterward, but I thank you guys so much for bearing with me. The title obviously is not correct for this one, so the title should be Aaron Taylor Johnson playing Kraven the Hunter standalone film. So anyways, thank you guys. Don't forget to sign my petition, link in the description below, to see if we can get Gina Carano nominated for Woman of the Year. Also, if you guys want some merchandise, I stand with Gina Carano or Fire Kathleen Kennedy. We've got a ton of this stuff. We've got some custom art designs that I've done. Go ahead and check those out if you want to get yourself like a t-shirt, sweater, hoodie, wall art, stickers, something like that. Here's the designs if you guys want to see them a little bit larger. I got these here. This one I like in black. This one I actually purchased for myself, so I can rock it. Love it. I love the fabric here. I got the 2XL and I did the Tri-Blend Extra Soft, and that one is super comfortable. So if you guys want to check that out, that's a really good shirt right there. And then also Fire Kathleen Kennedy, of course, because got to. So hopefully at this point she's retiring. There's some rumors going around, but no official word, which is why I haven't made a video on that. I don't like to do a ton of these like rumor videos. I like to talk about them if they're fun, if they're uplifting, if they're interesting. To me, firing Kathleen Kennedy would be the best thing to ever happen to Star Wars since Dave Filoni. But You know, it's if it's rumor, again, it's not confirmed, and therefore I don't want to just fuel people's anger. I want to lift people up. So I'm excited about this Kraven movie, and I hope you guys are also excited. That'd be a lot of fun to get to go out and see that in theaters. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. And if you guys wouldn't mind, go ahead and click the like button or the dislike if you didn't like this video. But either way, please subscribe to the channel and leave a comment down below and let me know if you want me to do the fan casting for Black Cat, or if you guys want to do more discussions about Aaron Taylor Johnson in the MCU, in the Sonyverse, how it's going to work having his character exist in both. Let me know what you guys want down below, because I'm down to do those videos if you guys are also. So thank you guys, and you guys have a great rest of your day or night wherever you are, and I will see you next time right here on The Stuff of Legend.